Well, beloved of the motherfuckers, what's going on, everyone? It is I, everyone's favorite jack of all trades with foul mouth, Commodore, and welcome back to another awesome fucking video. I appreciate y'all tuning back in, and I really do. And this is October. Yes, we're finally getting into October, which is, the month of, Halloween and shit like that. Anyway, before I begin, I'd just like to give a big shout out to all of you guys, all the old subscribers and new subscribers. And if you are new, just tuning in for the first time, why don't you hit the fucking hit the fucking subscribe button, hit that notification bell, become a member of the Commodore crew, and never miss another fucking video ever again. Anyway, no, fuck. Sorry. Anyway, I seen a video just recently. It was a new video by my buddy Jerry, talking about some Halloween builds that he wants to do. And Jerry, if you're watching, if it was me, I already know two of those kits that I would love to, kind of snatch up and I'd build them myself, and that would be the Ghost of the General Lee, because I love Dukes of Hazzard. I've built a couple of General Lee models. They've always been the 1/24 scale ones, but I would love to build one of the bigger ones. So I would love to build that one, and I would love to build Christine. I fucking love Christine. I love the 58 Plymouth Fury. Beautiful fucking car. I actually seen that kit a few years ago, and I was so fucking stupid I didn't buy it. Because it was at the time I bought the Ecto 1A, but I should have bought that one too at the same time, and I still kick my ass over it now. But that would be a couple kits that I would personally build. The other ones look like they'd be fun too, but, I'm more into machines. So, well, that bullshit happened. Well, fuck you too, you bloody cunt. I did have boxes behind me, whatever, they fucking fell over. Fucking cunts. Anyway, I recently got done with my 57 Chevy Bel Air build series, the build of this, which was a really awesome model build, and I gave you guys my review of it, and that really got me thinking about my childhood and about my dad. And of course, my father, he's, senior, he's, I'm David Allen Urban Jr., he's David Allen Urban Sr. Anyway, he would build car models and stuff a lot too. As when I was a child, he built a lot of car models, especially the really big 1/12 scale models. And I didn't even know what scale they were until here recently when I came across a gentleman by the name of Shakey Hand Hobbies, and he had one of these big 1/12 scale model kits. And by the way, shout out to Shakey Hand Shakey Hand Hobbies. Yeah, Shakey Hand Hobbies. That's his name. He's got less than 10 subscribers, but he's fucking awesome. He's actually building a 1/12 scale Chevy Bel Air, and it's absolutely fucking beautiful. Go check him out and go fucking subscribe to him. Just go do it. It's fucking awesome. Go give him some love, guys. He's awesome. Anyway, my dad used to build those kits, the real big 1/12 scale model kits, and he would build them with different cars. But the one I remember he built the most of were the 57 Chevy Bel Air. And so that reminded me of some stories from my childhood, of some memories of him working on those models at the table, and he'd have paper laying down everywhere, and he would work on different parts of the car, and he'd paint paint up parts for the engines, and he'd take coat hangers and shit, bend them up, and slide the body and shit on, take them outside, and get a can of spray paint, spray the bodies and shit, and paint all the detail and shit on them later, and I was amazed by that shit. I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And I think that's kind of what got me interested in building models, not just cars, but later on, model ships, which model ships are a hell of a lot more expensive and a lot more complicated to put together than a car. But I actually do remember one story, and I will tell you guys, it kind of was an argument between my late mother, God bless her, and my father, because I remember very clearly he came in, I was probably about 7.5, 8 years old, Anyway. He came in carrying 2 bags. One bag, it had looked like a bunch of cans and bottles and shit in it, and the other one had a box. And I remember asking my dad, I said, Dad, what is this? He's like, oh, I got some stuff, I'm going to build a model. I said, a model? He said, yeah, I'm going to build a model car. And so he took the cans and stuff out, cans of spray paint and bottles of, the old Testors paint and shit. And there's the cans of Tester spray paint and all that crap, and brushes and the Testors glue. Oh, I hate Testors glue. Testors glue fucking sucks. Anyway, the kit was an old monogram 1/12 scale 57 Chevy Bel Air coupe, and it was the fuel injected version, not the carbureted one. It's the fueling one. Anyway, not as soon, about 5 minutes, even 5 minutes after I came in the door, got that shit out. My mom came in, seen it, and she's like, "Really, David? Again?" He's like, "What?" I said, "You bought another model." And of course, she looked at me and she was signaling to go in the other room. I said, "Uh-oh, the battle of the bulge is getting ready to happen again." So, and then I overheard her in the other room. She was like, "You bought another fucking model. You know what I think about these things?" He's like, "What? It's a hobby." And she said, "It's a waste of money and a waste of time." And they just argued about it for like 10, 15 minutes and shit. And it was horrible. Because my mom always thought that, models and stuff, building models and stuff, was just a waste of money and a waste of time. And, I mean, yeah, I guess it might be in certain ways, but other ways, it's not. It's fun. It's something to do. And when you're done, you have something really cool to display. I mean, whatever, but in the last part of I remember the last part of the argument very well, and she's like, with all the money, with the shit that you're wasting, you might as well just wad that up and stick it straight up your ass. And I was like, "Ooh, wow." And then she walked out or whatever, and then I remember walking in, and then my dad was just sitting there, he's just like, I said, "You alright, Dad?" He's like, yeah, I'm fine." And he said, you want to watch?" I said, "Sure." And so I watched him work on that car. And about 3 weeks later, he had the car built. It was awesome. He painted it red with a white roof and red and white interior. Beautiful car. I don't ever know what the hell happened in that model, but I remember it sat in the house for quite a long time, and then something happened to it one day, and it was gone. So it's just, I still remember that argument between my mom and my dad, because models being, a waste of time and a waste of money. My mother, she passed away before I truly got into the hobby of model building. And of course, I'm in other hobbies too, model railroading and such. But I always wondered myself what my mother would think. What my mother would think about me being a model builder and building models, especially expensive ones, because she thinks that was a waste of money. I'm building models that I got $100 model kits with several $100 detailing sets on top of them. So there's hundreds of dollars into one. So, and that brings up another conversation I had with my late Aunt Estelle, probably about 4 or 6 months before she passed away. I visited her, and I was talking to her about it, and I remember bringing that up to her. She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember all about the arguments about your mother would have with your father about his hobbies." And I told her about, I was into model building too and stuff, and I was like, "So, I mean, do you think Mom would be mad at me for building models now and following in his footsteps?" And she looked at me right in the eye and she said, "Hun, she was only mad at him because she figured that he could help in certain ways with that money to help support her and you. If it was you doing it, your mom would be fine with it. In fact, she would help you with it. She would encourage you to keep continuing what you want to do." So, I mean, that made me feel good, but I do really wonder, though, if my mother would approve of it. I mean, she got pissed off at my father for building models, so I wonder if she would be the same way with me. I'm kind of hoping not. I'm thinking she wouldn't be, but you never know. So, there you have it, guys. This is a little story. I thought I would tell you guys that little story because, well, building that 57 Chevy really kind of brought back some memories when I was younger. My dad building a lot of car models and stuff and watching him do it and asking questions. And, of course, now I'm doing the same thing, except I'm building model ships, which are a hell of a lot more expensive. If you guys have any questions or comments about anything, or if you have your own stories you'd like to share with me, leave them in the fucking comment section below, and I would love to read them and get back with you guys. And like I said, if you guys are new to the channel and love the shit I'm doing, hit that fucking subscribe button, hit that damn notification bell, never miss another video from yours truly, and become a member of the Commodore crew. And until next time, this is Commodore Urban, saying smooth seas and clear skies, happy sailing with all of you, God bless you all, take care, and just be yourselves, and until next time, anchors away, motherfuckers. Catch you on a warm trade wind where the hell anyone knows. And let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. So long.